The streets of La Manga don't feel like they belong in one of Spain's most famous natural habitats. This festival of 1960s and 70s architecture all but encloses Europe's largest saltwater lagoon, Mar Menor, the Little Sea. Its shallowness and high salt content produce a singular ecosystem. Pedro Garcia has spent much of his life trying to preserve it. Years ago, he says, this stream would have been a trickle. Now it's a near constant flow.
It has altered the conditions of a lagoon that used to be salty, losing an important part of its characteristic ecosystem, which is very fragile, and this has had environmental but also serious social and economic consequences.
For Pedro and other activists, the main threat is intensive agriculture. Since the 1990s, water has been diverted to irrigate what was a dry landscape. That water takes nitrates from the farmland into the Mar. Several times in recent years, it's caused algae blooms, sucking out oxygen and killing sea life. Another threat lies higher up, where the legacy of this region's mining history is still in evidence. Arsenic and heavy metals remain in the scarred hillsides. The past couple of days have seen heavy rain, severe flooding in this region. This is what's been left behind up here at the site of the old mine. And if you think about all of that excess water, all of that runoff, carrying whatever pollutants it might have picked up here, it's only going in one direction, downhill towards the lagoon. Such events have driven law professor THERESA Vicente's years-long battle to grant Mar Menor the legal status of a person, a battle she's now won.
Now, we recognize that the nature is the center of the life and has value enough to give right. And then now the big company can do things until that the right of nature is the limit.
Close by, university scientists are creating a living insurance policy just in case. Seahorses and other marine life from Mar Menor are being studied and bred to keep stocks in reserve for future reintroduction. The hope is they won't be needed.
Work in the Mar Menor is a long-distance race, and considering how the regional and national governments are working, I think with all the measures as a whole we can get Mar Menor to recover.
The regional government told us it was reducing fertilizer use, removing algae and improving the sewerage system. The new legal status for this place at least gives its advocates another way to hold those in power to account. Harry Fawcett, Al Jazeera, Mar Menor, southern Spain.